Well, it's great to be involved with Martial Science Magazine and Henry Minerva. Got a great publication. I see it every time he puts one out. I have to read it from front cover to back cover. A lot of great stories. Of course, a lot of great friends and a lot of great people I look up to in martial arts in the magazine. But so it's an honor to be here and share a little bit about Seido and my background and so forth. I started back in actually May 10th of 1959. Decades ago, but many years in martial arts, and over the years I've studied most of the main styles. As I was very, very young, went from Kaji Kempo to Shotokan, a little of Taekwondo, then went to Aikido when I was in law enforcement. Spent many years in law enforcement, and studied a lot of Aikido, a little bit of Aikido Jiu-Jitsu when I was in that. Outside of that, I spent a lot of years in martial arts in Taekwondo, and probably close to 40 years overall in Taekwondo. Currently a Kuki-wan, 7th Dan in that art. But over the years, with the law enforcement background and studying the different styles of martial arts, a couple styles of Kung Fu, studied Tai Chi, worked with Golden Glove boxers and worked with Thai boxers, and had a great opportunity. We were blessed to meet a lot of great people, learn a lot of great arts. There's a lot of great things about all the arts. They all have their strengths, and everybody likes certain things in some arts and some things they don't like in those arts. But what we did at Seido back in '84, we started blending grappling skills with the Taekwondo, with a little bit of Hapkido, the Aikido Jiu-Jitsu, the Aikido primarily, and started developing systems and techniques that would work for law enforcement. Because we found on the street that a lot of the stuff you teach in traditional martial arts schools, which is great for the general public, and it's just awesome, the best thing you can do for, if you have kids, get them in martial arts. But the techniques, overall, a lot of the techniques we would not do. For example, the really cool looking flying kicks and stuff in Taekwondo are awesome, but you're not going to do that. I wouldn't recommend it if you're in a uniform on the street, for example. So we kind of honed it over the years to come up with a system that's effective, really effective, super fast, easy to learn, not too complicated with a whole bunch of crazy fancy little moves, just straight to the point, techniques that work. And we've worked with a lot of people over the years, a lot of law enforcement personnel, executive protection personnel. I had about 20-some years in executive protection myself, working close quarter type skills. And with a lot of people, a lot of help, we've honed this into a pretty impressive system. I feel it's very complete, from takedowns to escapes to joint locks, throws, grappling, weapon disarm. And years ago, I started the multiple opponent training scenario system, which a lot of people do nowadays, but that we found, again, that was really important for the realistic, out there in the real world. Not very often you have one guy come up and get in a fighting stance. It's 2 people, 3 people, especially with the gang mentality in our country. You'll have a lot of people surround you, so we had to start working on that. Back in the old days, we used to do, on every Friday, for example, we would do what we call mass attacks. Lock the door, and it was usually only the senior students would be allowed, and wear full gear, but it was hard hitting. You really had to hit, you really had to throw. Anyway, we call that mass attack. That was a blast. In my opinion, probably we made more progress doing that because we found out what worked and what didn't work really quick. So out of that came a lot of the techniques we see today in the art of Seido. Seido is, again, put together by an eclectic blend of all these martial arts. We took stuff out that we just didn't think was practical, stuff that was too difficult to learn for a lot of people. Because we're training a lot of people besides kids and teenagers too. We wanted to teach college age girls, for example, as well as young kids. But we wanted to teach them things that they could learn very quickly, of course with a lot of repetition, but not too complicated, but effective, so it would still work. So through those years, we developed the art of Seido. Seido, which is 3 different words, even though we write it S-E-I-E-I-D-O to make it simple, to do it, just to write it worldwide. But it's actually Sei, S-E-I, A-E-I, and then Do, D-O. So it's S-E-I-E-I-D-O, Seido, which means the elite path of mastery. Do, I know a lot of people think Do is, and it's fine, it's the way. People say it's the way. But I was blessed to have an amazing grandmaster out of Japan many years ago, Master Honda, that actually corrected me one day when I was saying, well, it means the way. He said, no. That though the character, he was drawing it, he said that means the path of mastery. A huge aha moment at that point. So that helped develop the name of Seido, the elite path of mastery. And I say that because Seido is an ongoing art. I believe a good martial arts system should be evolutionary. You should be learning, you should be listening, you should be going to classes, you should always try to maintain the sense of being a white belt, being a student. As much as I can, I try to attend other seminars, listen to other people that have had a lot of years in the martial arts. Even though I have going on 58 years now, there's people that have 50, 60 years out there, 40 years out there, that I like to listen to, see what they're doing, see what they're learning. You know, we can't learn everything ourselves. So we share with one another, listen to one another, be open-minded. You will continue to hone your craft, no matter what you call it. And Seido just seems to me to be the blend of everything I've pulled in throughout my life, and it's continually being updated or looked at. It's pretty well solid. We don't change too much anymore, but I'm open to change. Seido has been well received around the world over the last 20-some years. It's now in 11 countries. Martial art itself is, I think, one of the greatest things I ever discovered in my life. And I know a lot of people that read this magazine or might be watching this video, they're probably a long-time martial artist, would agree with me that martial arts is probably one of the best gifts you can be given, because you learn a lot about yourself, about the journey of life, but you also learn to appreciate a lot of people, meet a lot of people. Martial arts, for example, has taught me about a lot of the world that I would have otherwise never seen. I've got to travel the world thanks to martial arts, got to meet a lot of great people in different cultures, learn a lot of different things about different cultures. So martial arts is great for that. If you're a young kid watching this, that's something you can look forward to besides learning self-defense, learning the techniques and concentration and confidence and all that great stuff that goes with martial arts. But there's a big world out there. I encourage you to stay with it, learn, ask questions, be curious, and discover what's out there. So today, martial arts, Seido again, like I said, is around the world. It's practiced by a lot of people, thousands of people all over the place. And what we did in 2014 was launch the Hall of Masters, because I wanted to give back to the community of martial artists. I'd been inducted in a lot of martial arts throughout the world, and I wanted to give it my shot at saying thank you to a lot of my mentors, teachers, and people I look up to as great martial artists, for example. And the Hall of Masters, we do the Elite Black Belt Hall of Fame, and we hold that every year in October. This year, for example, 2017, the Black Tie event will be on October 14th. That's a Saturday evening. It'll be held in Fresno. There's more details coming out on that, but If you can calendar that and think you can make it, it will sell out fast. It's sold out. We do it every 3 years. So in 2014, it sold out within hours. So if you're interested in it, a lot of people are already ready to sign up and go. But watch for the links, watch for my announcements on Facebook, and I'll put a link there where you can get a ticket for it. But it's a guarantee event that you'll never forget. I'm taking that from the feedback that people gave me 3 years ago. It's a red carpet, black tie, elegant event with amazing, beautiful awards. And we really keep it intimate and to the point as far as really honoring the recipients that are inducted into the Hall of Fame. The other thing we did with the Elite Black Belt Hall of Fame and the Hall of Masters is to introduce in 2014 the first International Martial Arts Medal of Honor. And we give that away, like I said, every 3 years we do the event, and probably, I'm thinking maybe 5 people this year will get the Medal of Honor. We keep it, we're very, very selective who gets that, because I want it to be a very, very significant, coveted type award. And along with that, we also invented the EBI, that's the Elite Black Belt of the Year, the Emmy, which is the Elite Master of the Year, and there's 4 more that I'm working on that are under wraps right now that we're keeping a secret on it. But there's going to be some pretty exciting news coming up shortly about that. But you hopefully will be at the event to see that history be made again, 2017. And then the next one, of course, will be in 2020, October of 2020. So if you can't make this one, hopefully you'll make that one. But again, if you're training martial arts, be curious, ask questions, be respectful though, and train hard. You know, you can learn great techniques, but learning them is just the beginning. You have to employ repetition in your training, stay with it, and hopefully you'll be a great martial artist, but more than that, be somebody that will influence other people's lives. Not just to be great martial artists, that would be great, but to be great people. And I think that's what real true martial art masters, grandmasters, I really think that's the job that we have to do, is to share the martial art, but try to set an example, take care of ourselves, educate ourselves, be an example for the younger people coming up in the arts, and join with them. But I'm happy to be in the journey. Hopefully you're enjoying the journey of martial arts, and we'll cross paths maybe in that journey. But for now, keep training. Welcome to the world of Seido. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoy the magazine, and I'll see y'all soon.